Okay, we're on the home stretch. Next band is from Colombia, Reincarnacion, which you can see scribbled on their hen house door. There's Dioses Muertos, Reincarnacion from 88, and Accompaniment a la Tumba from 88, and a demo from 89. Also from Colombia, there's Parabellum, there's the rehearsal from 84, Sacrilegio, EP from 87, and Mutation Por Radiation from 88. Massacre from Colombia, there is a rehearsal from 89, Sepulcros and Ruinas from 89, Live in Armenia Mayo, 89, Colombia, Imperio del Terror from 89, Cancer de Nuestros Dias from 89, and the Ola de Violencia EP from 91. Who knows if he heard that? It was released before he passed away, though. From Peru, this was one of the hardest ones to track down. This is a band called Yod Sothov, and it's basically a noisecore band. I could only find one demo rehearsal from 1988. It's basically unlistenable, but the vocals are just, horrendous shrieking stuff. Like I said, if you're into mindless noisecore bands, you could check them out. But all these bands have listenable qualities to them. This one was definitely one of the hardest to get through, even one of the short songs. Very exotic from Uruguay is Angor Vat. There's the Vatak demo from 88 and Southern Blood demo from 89. And these next two bands were pretty hard. I could find almost nothing on them. He claimed this band was from Colombia, but the only one I could find was Lobotomia from Brazil. And they have a full-length LP from 86. It's called Lobotomia. It sounds a lot like the first Onslaught album, Power from Hell. But it's more hardcore type music. So maybe he was mistaken in the interview, but it's a pretty good listen. And this next band, Amen, I couldn't find anything on them. I couldn't find where they were from or any demos, information. This was one of the big unknowns. So moving along, from Sweden, there's Mephisto. I believe Sandro from Mephisto was... Oh, did he play the guitar or drums? I think it's drums. He played in one of the first incarnations of Morbid, but they put out the Megalomania and Puzzle demos from 1986. Pretty rare band from Sweden called Leprosy. There is the Death to This World demo, Full of Hate, from 1990, and Rehearsal from 1990. Also hailing from Sweden is Grave. There's the Sick Disgust Eternal demo from 88, SM demo from 89, and Anatomia Corpus Humani demo from 1989. Another band that was super hard to track down is Hysteria from Sweden. Weird, what is that? Apostrophe in the middle of the band's name. There's the Hymns of the Dead compilation from 1989, Jeremiah of the Living demo from 1988, and Attempt of Life from 1987. From Australia, the classic Sadistic Execution. There's the Magus full length, which was recorded in 88, but not released until, was it 1991 or 92? I don't remember, but they may have heard that back in the day. It may have been circulated, and the demo from 87. Similarly, from Australia is Nomenclature Diablerie EP called 888 from 1988. And on to Norway. He specifically named these bands as good from Norway. There's Mighty Dark Throne. He would have heard Land of Frost demo, The New Dimension, Thokandra demo, Chromlech from 89. I believe he was at this live show, but I think Mayhem played after this was recorded back in the day as just like an impromptu thing. And did he hear Soulside Journey? Who knows, but I put that on there for posterity. Up next is Cadaver. There's Into the Outside from 88, Abnormal Deformity from 1989, Sunset at Dawn from 1989, Demo number 2 from 89, and Hallucinating Anxiety from 1990. And Anders, I believe, was at some of those early Mayhem rehearsals. Fenrir's side band, one of the few. Isengard. There is the Spectres over Gorgoroth demo from 1989. Also from Norway, that sound very, very similar to early Sepultura, is Amputation. They had the Achieve the Mutilation demo from 1989 and Slaughtered in the Arms of God from 1990. From Norway also, last band is Valhall. They had the Castle of Death demo from 1988, Amalgamation from 1989, and Trauma from 1990. And now to USA bands. There's Winter from, I think they're from New York. There's the Winter demo from 1989 and Into Darkness from 1990. There's the Mighty Possessed, which had a death metal demo from 1984, Seven Churches, Die Hard Classic from 1985, Beyond the Gates, 86, and The Eyes of Horror from 1987. Mantis and Death, sorry, I'm adjusting the camera. Mantis Death from the old days. There's a million old demos in rehearsals from this band, but I named the more common ones that people had. There's Death by Metal, 1984, Reign of Terror, 1984, Infernal Death, Rigor Mortis from 85, Mutilation demo from 86 with Chris Reifert, Scream Bloody Gore, full length from 87, and it's speculation whether he was into Leprosy. Definitely not Spiritual Healing, but I threw Leprosy on there for the hell of it. One of my personal favorites, Autopsy. They had the Mauled to Death demo from 1987 and the Critical Madness demo from 88. If anyone wants to know what death metal is all about, listen to those two demos. And was he into Severed Survival in 89? Who knows? Threw it on there for posterity. Necrovore from Texas had the Divus de Mortis demo from 87 and the similarly recorded 1988 demo. And lastly, Immolation from New York, the 88 demo and Immolation demo from 89. I thought it would be cool to include not bands that he specifically named as his favorite, but ones that he was associated with or may have been associated with at one time. So take these with a pinch of salt, but he was in the Candlemass video for Bewitched. So I thought I'd include the Witchcraft demo from 84, Tales of Creation demo from 85, Epicus Doomicus Metallicus from 86, Nightfall demo, 87, and Was He into Nemesis? Who knows? The next two bands he at least knew who they were and had met up with them back in the day in Sweden, even though he never names them. There's Tompa Lindberg's band from Sweden called Grotesque. There's Ripped from the Cross, demo from 88, Blackgate is Closed from 89, Rehearsal 89, and Incantation EP from 1990. And one of my favorite bands, later called Tiamat, Treblinka, Crawling in Vomits from 88, Sign of the Pentagram from 89, and Severe Abomination from 89. He never mentions this band, but I would be surprised if he hadn't heard of them. Maybe yes, maybe no. There's Obscurity from Sweden, which had the Ovations to Death EP or demo, and Damnation's Pride demo from 87. He is seen with a Napalm Death shirt, which was a surprise to me, but there was the From Enslavement to Obliteration demo from 86, Scum from 1987, and From Enslavement to Obliteration, full length from 88. Who knows, that seems pretty out of his wheelhouse, since I don't think he was into more political music, but it's still brutal. Nevertheless, Napalm Death is a huge benchmark in extreme metal, so I guess it's not too out of the ordinary. They're Slashing Death actually sounds pretty similar to them from Poland. So Exodus, I think he had a poster of this in his room, or he made a drawing of the band logo at one time, so he probably would have been into Die by His Hand demo from 83, and definitely Bonded by Blood, 1985. Heavy Load from Sweden. I think in an interview in the Morbid box set, Dr. Schitz or one of the guys said that they massively respected, it was either Steerborn or Ragne Wahlquist from Heavy Load, and obviously Thunderlord Studios is where December Moon was recorded, so there's Full Speed at High Level from 1978, Metal Conquest EP from 81, Death or Glory from 1982, and Stronger Than Evil from 1983. Death or Glory and Metal Conquest are my two favorites. He scribbled Carnivore in one of his notebooks, so I included Carnivore from 85 and Retaliation from 87. His brother said he eventually warmed up to Metallica back in the day, and I think I saw a Megadeth poster on his wall, so that's, the typical classics from those two bands. Kill 'Em All, Red the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Killing Is My Business, and Peace Sells. I saw Hellhammer in one of their photos. This is speculation. He had a Blasphemy shirt on, so did Pelle listen to Blood Upon the Altar and Fallen Angel of Doom? Who knows, but thought I'd throw it on there. He has a lot of Warlock posters in his room, so maybe he was in the Doro. I didn't put any releases on there. I just thought that was kind of funny. And the last one is a little bit out of left field, but I do know that if you go to or take a look at the Oath of Black Blood, there's a picture of Nuclear Holocaust with a Salem shirt on the back, and that is Dead's shirt. Now, whether they corresponded or it was sold to him after his death, who knows, but Beharit had Seventh Blasphemy, Demonomancy, and Dawn of Satan's Millennium out at the time. So that concludes the list of bands in my, we'll call it Anthropology of Pelle's music taste. For more detailed influences on bands of that era, you can also take a look at Fenrir's Black Metal University lecture. And thanks for your time.